He can't escape from his Yandere Dark Elf, no matter where he goes. The anime begins after the hero, Hinata, defeats the Demon Lord. He now has to return to his own world, as he was originally summoned to this world for that very purpose. His party is heartbroken by his departure, especially Belle, who begs him to stay. Tearfully, she reminds him of the promise they made to get married once the Demon Lord was defeated. Although Hinata feels bad for her, he has no choice but to leave. After returning to his old world, Hinata continues his normal life as usual. Everything goes smoothly for him until one day when he returns home from school and finds a summoning magic circle glowing in his room. To his shock, Belle emerges from it, completely naked and excited to see him. Startled, Hinata quickly gives her something to wear. When he asks what she's doing there, she replies simply that she wanted to see him. She explains that after he left, peace returned to her world and everyone hailed their party as heroes. But to her, everything felt empty and dull. Life meant nothing without Hinata in it. She then looks at Hinata and tells him that as long as she has him, she's happy. She then hugs Hinata, which makes him nervous, unsure of what she's about to do. But to his relief, it turns out she's just hungry. Without delay, he quickly prepares some food for her, which she finds incredibly delicious. Watching her enjoy the meal warms Hinata's heart because it's been a long time since he's had someone to share a meal with. Despite the peace and safety of his world, Hinata often feels lonely. He then tells Belle that he's genuinely glad she came to visit him. Hearing this makes Belle smile, and she reassures him not to worry because she'll always be by his side. She then announces that she's going to live with him from now on and help out around the house. Knowing he can't say no, Hinata simply agrees. After that, Belle tells Hinata that she wants to take a nice hot bath and invites him to join her, saying she's unfamiliar with how bathtubs work in this world. Unbeknownst to him, it's all part of her plan. After Hinata helps wash her back, Belle suddenly stands up and insists on washing him next. Caught off guard, Hinata panics. He becomes so flustered that he starts to feel faint and collapses to the floor. Seeing her chance, Belle tries to undress him, but luckily, Hinata regains his senses just in time and makes a run for it, only to crash headfirst into the bathroom door, knocking himself unconscious. Afterward, Hinata wakes up to find himself resting on Belle's lap. She then gently apologizes for what happened, and, with a cheerful smile, she confesses how much she loves him and promises that no matter what, she'll always stay by his side. A week had passed since Belle started living with Hinata. Every time he left for school, she couldn't help but feel a little sad. Wanting to cheer her up, Hinata suggested that she try going out from time to time and meeting new people since she'd spent most of her days reading books since arriving here. But Belle gently refused. She explained that, as an elf, she was especially sensitive to the emotions of others, both the good and the bad. The intensity of those feelings often overwhelmed her, sometimes even making her physically ill. Because of this, she asked Hinata to give her a little more time. Then she hugged him and softly said goodbye. Later at school, while Hinata was looking for a book for Belle to read, his classmate Sakura approached him and asked if the book was for studying. Hinata smiled and explained that it was actually for a friend visiting from overseas who wanted to learn about Japan. Meanwhile, back at home, Belle grew tired of waiting for Hinata. Curious, she used a talisman made specifically to track Hinata and see what he was doing, only to be shocked when she saw a girl sitting on top of him. A surge of jealousy and fury then rushed through her. At the same time, Sakura was apologizing for accidentally falling on Hinata, but he assured her it was fine. After that, Sakura shyly admitted that she had always admired him for always helping others, something she struggled with herself, as she often felt like she only messed things up. But Hinata told her that he didn't see her that way at all. In fact, he respected her for always giving her all, no matter what she did. This made Sakura blush, and as she was about to say something, Hinata suddenly excused himself, saying he had to leave or he'd missed the supermarket sale. When Hinata returned home, he was immediately confronted by an angry Belle. She demanded to know who the girl sitting on top of him was and threatened to make her pay. Staring into his eyes, Belle declared that from now on, she would go to school with him so she could personally crush anyone who dared get close to him. Hinata couldn't help but smile nervously, unable to refuse. The next day at school, Belle introduced herself to the class by saying she was from another world. However, no one took her seriously, assuming she was just a cosplayer. Hinata was stunned that she actually managed to get away with saying that. During lunch break, Belle tried to flirt with Hinata in hopes of scaring off any other girls. Just then, Sakura approached them and introduced herself. The moment Belle saw her, Belle instantly recognized Sakura from the day before and immediately declared, "Hinata belongs to me alone." And then she tried to use magic to kill Sakura, but Hinata stopped her just in time, firmly telling her that what she was doing was wrong. Hearing that, Belle ran off in tears. Later on the rooftop, Belle apologized to Hinata, explaining that she had been so terrified of losing him to Sakura that she acted without thinking. The last thing she ever wanted was to see Hinata look so disappointed in her. As she spoke, Sakura suddenly appeared and interrupted them. With a serious expression, she told Belle there was something they needed to talk about. Bracing herself, Belle apologized again, ready to accept any punishment. But to her surprise, Sakura simply asked, "Was that magic? The thing you were about to do earlier?" Confused, Belle answered yes. Sakura's face immediately lit up as she excitedly asked Belle to be her friend. It turned out that Sakura had always loved manga and anime, and had always hoped that magic might be real. So when Belle introduced herself that morning as someone from another world, Sakura was overjoyed because she had finally seen a real elf for the first time. Hearing this, Belle blushed and accepted Sakura as her friend, while quietly remembering how coldly she had been treated by humans in her own world. The next day, Belle struggled during volleyball practice and kept messing up. Frustrated, she complained to Hinata. Hinata just smiled and told her he was happy to see her trying her best, and that he hoped she'd impress him even more. Motivated by his words, Belle used her magic to slow down her perception of the ball, allowing her to play more effectively and dominate the match. But she pushed herself too hard and ended up breaking her ankle. Seeing this, Hinata quickly rushed her to the nurse's office. There, Hinata apologized to Belle for pressuring her, saying it saddened him to see her get hurt. But Belle told him not to worry. Nothing scared her when he was with her. Then she asked him to use a magic spell to take away her pain. Hinata, confused, admitted he didn't know any such spell. Belle grinned and explained that it was one of those spells she'd read about in one of his books. Understanding what she meant, Hinata leaned down and gently kissed her foot, whispering a prayer for the pain to go away. Still, Belle said that wasn't enough and asked him to do more. One thing led to another, and just as things were about to escalate, Sakura walked in and was shocked by what she saw, interrupting them. This made Belle furious as she had almost gotten Hinata. On their day off, Hinata took Belle shopping, along with Sakura. Belle, of course, was clearly unhappy about it, thinking she was going on a date with Hinata alone. Later, Belle and Sakura went underwear shopping together. After trying on their new selections, Belle immediately rushed to Hinata and asked for his opinion, which left both him and Sakura completely embarrassed. After they finished shopping, Hinata suddenly felt the need to use the bathroom and left Belle alone with Sakura. That's when Sakura asked Belle what her relationship with Hinata was. Belle confidently replied that she and Hinata were destined for each other. She revealed that Hinata had once come to her rescue when she was being attacked by humans. Up until then, she had despised humans, but the moment she laid eyes on Hinata, she knew her reason for existing was to be with him. From that day on, she made up her mind to never leave his side. Hearing this amazed Sakura. She admired how unafraid Belle was to openly declare her love. Inspired, Sakura silently told herself that she had better step up her game. Once they had parted ways with Sakura, Hinata took Belle to see the river. The peaceful scenery made her incredibly happy, as she felt more at ease when surrounded by nature. Hinata then apologized to Belle for not considering her feelings earlier. To make it up to her, he suddenly kissed her. Belle was shocked at first, but quickly grabbed Hinata, thinking one kiss wasn't enough and wanting more. Unfortunately, just as things were about to get more intimate, they were interrupted by Cecile and May, who had apparently come to this world to take Belle back. Of course, Belle doesn't want to go, and they start arguing, which draws the attention of others. So, Hinata decides to take them to his apartment to discuss it privately. There, Cecile scolds Belle for recklessly crossing over into this world. She explains that the existence of the other world is meant to remain a secret. If it were to become widely known, it could lead to both worlds influencing each other in dangerous ways. Cecile then reveals that she and May are actually here under government orders to retrieve Belle before something goes horribly wrong. Despite hearing this, Belle still refuses to return, insisting on staying with Hinata. So, Cecile reluctantly prepares to take her back by force. This concerns Hinata, who tries to calm everyone down, while May simply smiles and enjoys watching the scene unfold. Not wanting them to fight, Hinata musters his courage and tells them to stop. He explains to Cecile that he was truly happy Belle came to visit him. and if anything goes wrong, he will take full responsibility. So please let her stay. This makes Belle incredibly happy, while Cecile, out of respect for Hinata, has no choice but to agree. Before leaving, Cecile smiles and offers a quiet prayer for Hinata, saying, "May the gods protect you." This leaves Hinata confused, wondering why she said that. Little does he know, as soon as they are alone, Belle immediately hugs him and asks what he meant by taking responsibility. She tells him she had no idea he'd been thinking so seriously about their future together. Realizing what Belle is about to do, Hinata tries to escape, only to be thrown onto his bed. Belle then attempts to seduce him, wanting to take their relationship to the next level. Hinata does his best to resist, but it's no use. Fortunately for him, just as things are about to escalate, a magic spell suddenly activates on his pants, emitting a blinding light that stuns Belle for a moment, giving Hinata just enough time to slip away. It's then revealed that the magic was actually Cecile's doing. That's why she prayed for him before leaving. The next day, Belle is still upset about what happened the night before. That's when they suddenly hear the doorbell ring. To their surprise, standing at the door are Cecile and May, who announce that starting today, they'll be living next door. If you come this far, please consider liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you.